Shout out to Steve Mongo McMichael dealing
Mongo.
with ALS. Nick, talk to me about it, man. He's a Chicago legend, and he's struggling.
When I first heard this, it really, I know, some people, again, I know everybody makes the argument about athletes shouldn't be your role model. It's not like that, but you have to understand, I was a 13-year-old boy when the Bears won that Super Bowl. And Steve McMichael was a huge part of that defense for those middle years. And so I grew up watching him, and I actually had a chance in '87 during the strike year to meet Mongo because the team set up a practice, just for fans. They invited, about 100. I remember me and my dad going, and I actually got Mongo's signature on a picture. My dad may have that somewhere. It was a picture of the guys at the practice, and it was like Peyton was there, McMichael, Dent, a few other guys during the strike year, and so Mongo was always joking and laughing and cutting up, and just to see him now battling for his life is really, for me, it's sad because again, here's a guy who was one of my childhood heroes, played on the defensive line. He was a nose tackle, which was a position I always wanted to play. So, I looked up to Mongo. And so I as part of the support, he has this thing called Team Mongo, which is everybody on his team. But if you go to teammongo.com, they have these bracelets you can get. They're only $10 to support him. Again, he's from the old school football where the insurance wasn't as good. They didn't take care of their players the way they do now.
Amen.
He needs a little help. So if you can, $10, get this nice little wristband, or they have T-shirts as well. But I got my wristband finally in the mail. So definitely prayers and thoughts are with Mongo as he battles through this. Again, when you see him, though, he's still cutting it up, still cracking jokes, even though he's really battling for his life. So shout out to Mongo.
Yeah, Delilah, it just sucks. I mean, he's a Chicago legend, helped us in the Super Bowl. You hate to hear this. You hate to hear your guys that you looked up to at one point, or guys that you really revere, going through this type of stuff.
Listen, I'm very grateful to these new generation players that fought for their health rights. Yeah. Because I think that we forget that they're human beings, right? Yes, we love the sport, but they're people at the end of the day. And so it's sad that it took this long, but I'm glad that this last decade of players were like, no, you got to take care of us. We're putting our bodies through the ringer. We are hurting ourselves day in, day out for a sport we love, but we should also have insurance. We should have, when we leave and we get older, we should be able to afford to take care of ourselves. So for that, I'll be buying a bracelet because it's kind of sad because he's coming again from that old school generation where those players weren't taken care of and their family has to raise the money to, take care of them. So Mongo, I wish you the best. I'm glad that you're keeping yourself upbeat and, prayers to you and your family.
Yeah. And it's a shame. It's a shame, man, because we all know about his football days, and Nick, and actually Delilah, you might know this too, but one of the things that when I really, being a Washington fan, I didn't see Mongo all the time, but when I did see Mongo is when he had his stints in WCW and he had his stints with wrestling.
That's right.
So with him,
that was dope.
Right? That was dope. Oh, that was.
Because you remember he wore his Bears colors as trunks.
Right.
He had the blue and white trunks with the 76 on them. Yeah, he represented even in wrestling, right?
He did.
Exactly.
So I show so much love for him for being able to do that, being able to go back and forth and do different things with everything he had, and
he's
just
a hell of an announcer too.
Yeah. Prayers to him, prayers to his family, and hopefully, you get better.